tired as hell, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this for very long. But let me go ahead and pop into chat. Give me just a second here, guys. Test, test. No, it looks like I'm in the right mic. Hold on. Let me just check to make sure. Properties. Yeah, I do. Okay. I just want to make sure. Otherwise, my mic comes in like super bad. Okay. Chat. Let's get into it. There I am. All right, and I wanted to check to make sure. Okay, pop out chat. There we go. Dan Lee. No volume. Really? Wait. Oh, hear you now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just checked for a second to make sure. You know where I run into a problem, and maybe there's a way around this. I don't know how, but I take two different classes online. I take Japanese class, and I take a class for the FCTE testing certification test, which is a mouthful. But when I do that, I have to switch my mic over to those online tutoring classes. And then sometimes after I log back onto OBS, it's like, I don't find that mic. That mic's being used by something else, and I have to check if I left the program open or whatever. So I always check that now. Okay, let me pop chat in here. Give me a second to window capture. Blah, 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 chat. There we go. Sick, bro. All right. Unsubscribing dumpster channel. That's the right move, Dan. Dan, wait. Before you go, because I know you're going to go in just a second. Dan, have you heard about, Chris Abroad? Chris Abroad is currently feuding with. Well, no, he's not. He's not. I stand corrected. Chris Abroad is not feuding. But currently there's kind of like this drama where Oriental Pearl and Chris Abroad kind of like have some beef. I was going to talk about that in a video tomorrow, but I just kind of shocked. Like, I don't know. Like, I've met Chris in real life, and he's like a super, super nice guy. Like, he's really laid back. He has no beef with anybody, but um, Oriental Pearl is upset. She feels like he's. Um, I, I think she. I want to. I don't. Okay, don't quote me on this, but I believe her newest video says, "Why is Chris Abroad attacking my channel?" And I don't think he is. His biggest qualm is that there's channels out there that. Um, wait. Oh yeah, so Geographer Matt, like you saw this, um, like I get what Chris is saying, that there's like a lot of like channels out there that are like just looking for drama in Japan, like trying to be like, oh, Japan is like kicking out foreigners, and it's like, no, Japan is not actually kicking out foreigners. Japan is looking for people who are like on expired visas and stuff like that. The same thing America's doing. I mean, um, you know, I can tell you my visa status is still fine. They're not going to kick me out of the country. But there are people who recently, and this is due to the past government that was running the place, they just like let anybody in. They're just like tons and tons and tons and tons of people. And, so people are talking trash about that. They're like, Japan being so racist. And like, Japan is racist to a certain extent. I'm not going to deny it, man. There's some racism going on in Japan. But I hope you had a good week. It was a this was a week. Let's just put it that way. I'm trying to avoid cussing. Um, I want to try and get rid of my cussing that I cuss all the time. I feel like I'm too old to still be cussing, but it was a rough week. It was a rough week. You guys probably noticed I didn't put out a video last week. This has been like a rough 2 weeks. The stress has been high. Maybe I'll get to talk about it someday, but it's has nothing to do with the channel. The channel's fine. I'm fine. as fine as I can be with all the stress at work. But right now, work is really stressing me out. I'm just glad I have you guys. You guys are my clarity that I can come back to, my sanity. You guys keep it real. I like it. Um, who even cares about Japan? Like one day, Dan, one day, one day, someone who has never visited my channel is gonna come on, or maybe I'll get like a viewer who's been like hardcore all their life. First time ever, they're like, "Oh my God, Unrest is live streaming! I can't wait to join." And they see your stuff, and they're gonna be like, "Who the is this guy? This guy sucks, dude. Unrested rules. Leave him alone, Dan." And I'll have to explain. I'll have to be like, "Dan's just joking." There's a trend on YouTube too on other countries for migrant crisis in countries being destroyed. I don't know enough about Japan politics and whatnot to comment on their situation. I will say, like the last administration, the last group kind of running the show with the last prime minister and stuff, they kind of went crazy with how much land they sold to China. Like they sold a ton of land, a ton of property, and allowed like a ton of like China's purchases to happen in Japan. Like to a point where like um, it was getting kind of shocking. Like as a gaijin, as a Western American gaijin, I would not be able to buy as much land as the government in America would not be able to buy as much land in China as like China has bought in Japan recently. It's kind of crazy. And you probably think like, what's the problem with that? Like they just want to buy. Well, first of all, like Japan doesn't have a lot of land. Don't know if you've noticed that. Second of all, there's a big reason that they want to buy that land. You can't own land. You can't own property in China. Like, I know some people are going to be like, that's not true. You can buy a house. You can buy an apartment. You can buy a condo. And yeah, you can. But guess what happens? If you don't have an heir to inherit it when you die, the government takes it back. That's how communism works. Um, yeah, you own it while you're alive. But do you want it to be generational? If you want to buy generational property or land, you buy it in Japan. And if there's one thing Japan loves, it's their indigenous community. All right. Um, so there was a lot of Japanese people not happy about that. Um, you know, um, and the thing that kind of shocked them was, I don't know if you guys know, but America has kind of put a lockdown on China purchasing property and land out here in America. And if you probably wondering, like, Scott, what's your source on that? I can tell you what my source is. It's buying property here in America. When I did buy property recently in the last 2 years, the house that I'm living in right now that you're watching this video live stream from, I got asked multiple times, are you Chinese? Are you connected to China? Is your wife Chinese? Now, we looked at a picture of her. She's looking Chinese. And I had to be like, no, she's definitely Japanese. I can get you like her, Japanese citizenship or passport. And they're like, okay, like as long as we can see her passport and see she's from Japan. If I had any kind of Chinese connection, they would not, at least here in Florida, they would not let me buy my property. Russian too. I don't know why that was. Ugh, excuse me. Am I good? Just been a rough week, man. Just been stressful, man. I've strained every single muscle in my body this week, and this was the week I was supposed to take working out seriously. In other news, I did some Halloween drawings. I'm sorry you strained all your muscles. Ugh. You gotta. So you were starting to work out, and like, what did you pull muscles or something? I'm sorry if that sucks. Make sure you stretch before you work out. I've definitely screwed myself up a couple times, especially with like barbell curls. No, not barbell curls. Barbell? Yeah, barbell, not dumbbell. Barbell curls can sometimes screw up my back if I don't stretch properly. If I don't like rotate my rotator cuffs, I end up like pulling my deltoids. Especially if you don't stay hydrated, it's really easy to like. I think YouTube censored. What? Wait. Yeah. Ricardo, did you say something in between? Hey, Scott, hope you had a good week. And I think YouTube censored me. We have caught YouTube doing this a couple times. Let's see. I don't know if we can maybe investigate and see what it tried to stop. What did you try to say? Can you like do it with like some? It has definitely been a week for me as well. I had to weed eat over 500 graves for a contract I had to fulfill. I am still hurting. 5,000, not 500. Jesus Christ. Wow. That's probably a pretty good payout, though, right, Eric? I can reword it. Yeah, just reword it. Sorry, Ricardo. It's. I know it's annoying. But I get to tell you how hardcore YouTube censorship is. If I go on my other channel, which they know I'm connected to the same account because they know the money goes to the same account. Not that I make a ton of money from YouTube, but it's connected to the same bank account. So YouTube has to know if I come from Osoroshi Nights and I try to link a new video from there, it won't post on my own channel. It'll be like, no, 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 you don't spam. I'm like, it's me, just talking about me. Oh, you got into bed and twisted something. But it can happen to anybody, Lizzie. It's the worst injury I ever had. I simply folded a folding table and moved it, and I woke up the next day and I was in so much pain that like even Japanese people were like, ooh, 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 ooh. Like they could just tell like as I tried to move, like I don't know what I did exactly. Like I pulled some kind of muscle in my back, and it was just like whatever muscle you use to balance yourself as you try to walk. Then I got food poisoning on top of it, and I was like retching while I had this back muscle pulled. Like a horrible week. Most I ever called out of work. I think it was 2 days I missed of work, and I've never missed 2 days in a row of work. To give you an idea of how often it is that I miss work in the 3 years, well, it's not 3 years now. I'm going on 3 years since I've been moved back to America. I've missed 0 days. No, no, sorry. I missed half of a day for signing for my house. My house got destroyed by a hurricane, and I got in a car accident since I've been back, and I still didn't miss days. I heard guys who only go to Japan for a wife end up picking up their speaking habits and end up speaking like a girl. Is this true? That's all you tried to ask and it censored that? Jesus Christ. It is true. This happens. This can happen. Um I used to end stuff with yo too much. And it sounded quite effeminate. And my sister-in-law stopped me. She's like, ah, Okama desu ka? Like, are you gay, bro? That's pretty much what she was asking, and I'm like, what am I saying? She's like, just don't end it with yo. Like a guy doesn't do that. And there's just like other stuff. Like it's not overly effeminate. I mean, like if you start every sentence you ever talk with atashi wa, like yeah, you're gonna people are gonna be like, what's going on with that? But I mean, it's weird. You can pick up all kinds of like goofy stuff from whoever you talk to. I mean, that's why I always tell everybody just get like an immersive tutor. Like, make sure you're just like getting a tutor, a one-on-one tutor who forces you to take the whole lesson in Japanese. That way, I can stop and be like, wait, ちょっと待って、質問がある。これは女の日と言ってこれ男の人も and they're like, yeah, it's okay, you can say it. And I'm like, okay. I learned one recently that was like omaru shimasu, where it's like to overdo something. And I used to always say sugi. Like I'd be like, what I sugi? You're laughing too much. Or uh, like I don't know, whatever. But like, apparently, like it was better for me to use the omaru shimasu. Is like I don't sound like a jackass when I'm telling people that, and I did not know that. And also, I think I talked to you guys about this. How you daku kaku a baby. Don't mote. Don't tote. Don't like hold a baby the same way you would hold a box. I did not know that. If you tell somebody like "Anata no akachan mote," they're like, "Can I hold your? I hold your baby like a trash can." You gotta say daku. So basically, if all I do is watch Yakuza, yeah. If I watch Yakuza related, I can end up talking. Yeah, pretty much. Um, have you seen that one guy? I forget. I've seen him on TikTok before, but he grew up in like a really ghetto part of Okinawa. Like he's a total, just completely white. Like maybe he is half Japanese. If he is, you can't tell. He just looks like a total plain ass white guy. But he grew up in Japan, and it was like in a really ghetto part of Okinawa. Um, and he moved back to America. I think his dad was military. I want to say his dad was military, and his mom's Japanese, of course. But they lived off base in like a super ghetto area, which really isn't that ghetto. But the way people talked in that area of Okinawa was like ultra ghetto Japanese. And they moved back. He grew up. He finished college. He got out of college. Wanted a job as like it was like a really high-ranking job in an automotive company that was Japanese that needed someone who could speak perfect English and perfect Japanese to go between the Japanese workers that were in America and the American workers that were also there at the same plant. And he said when he interviewed, like the guys was just like, because he said like he was like, hey, pretty much like speaking. He translated it all into English. That the guy was like, "Hi, welcome to the company. What kind of benefits would you bring to this company?" He was like, "Yo, motherfucker, I'll tell you what's up. I'm gonna motherfucking do this fucking job." Like, the way he translated it was like so funny. And he said the guy was just like, "Oh, oh, 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 okay, what, okay." And he got the job. Like the guy was like still impressed at how good his Japanese was, and the fact like he doesn't have like an accent at all. Like he sounds fluent. But he was just like, "Okay, you've got the job. We need to start learning Keigo," like polite level Japanese. It was funny, dude. The way the guy explained it is like hilarious, dude. Another person I always watch is I want to say the channel name is Redline Samurai, and he's I believe I want to say he's German, but he's married to a Japanese woman, and he practices Japanese every day. His Japanese is really good. Um, but he always like memorizes this old samurai stuff, and it's all about like him conquering different parts of his day as a samurai would. So he like recites these bushido type like rants about like I must be manly and destroy this. Like it's really funny, and his wife is always just like always like she appreciates the fact that he speaks Japanese, but like it's always way over the top, like too much. But that's if it's yours, not ours. But like if I check out Renpi and then we make one our game, we just need the money story agreed, so we don't. Oh, yeah, I skipped like a million. I was like, wait a second, what? let me let me catch everything. Give me a second, bud. It was definitely a nice payout. I hated life all week, but that cash coming to my account definitely looked pretty. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, Eric. Um, Currently, at my job, I do my full day's work, and then I also do art club after I finish. So imagine you work like a full 8 hour day, really a 9 hour day for me because I always come in an hour early, minimum. Um, and then I still got another couple hours, like another 2 hours or so. And so on that day, I'm working close to like 11 hours, and like my feet hurt so much by the end of that day. I am I am not a teacher who sits at his desk. Um, I give the kids the assignments, and then I pretty much just walk up and down the rows, like helping them nonstop. That's honestly, Japan taught me to be like that. In Japan, the teachers are not sitting at their desk the whole time. They're either up at the pedestal, talking, writing on the board, or like walking up and down the rows of the kids, and just like I never even had a desk to sit at when I was a teacher out there. Unless we were in the teacher's room is different. It's so different than America. The teacher's room has the principal at the front of the room, and then all the teachers' desks lined up, and so you sit there and do your work in front of your boss. Which, if I had to do that in America, that would be so stressful. But by the end of the day, after I've done art club, like I'm like ready to fall over. All right. Let's pick up where we were. Basically, if the game is free, I could do a little, but I don't know how much I'd put in. No. Non-winner. The last game I put out was totally free. If you guys haven't played it, hold on. Let me give you a link. It's up on itch.io for free. It's very short. This was pretty much an experiment to see if your boy Scott could finally program something in Python. Give me just a second. But I do want to let everybody go after it for free.
What?
Dashboard. How many downloads have I had so far? 37 downloads, 194 views. I'd say I'm pretty happy with that for a guy nobody knows of and has only made one free game. I'm pretty happy with that. I think I put it out 2 weeks ago. Give me just a second here, guys. Paste. Yeah, what did I call my unrested games free shop, Scott? That's what I called it. Yeah. The 10-Day Dream. I don't know if you guys remember that urban legend, but I just made a game based on it. It's very short. It was, like I said, a test to see if your boy could finish a game in Python. RenPy, to be specific. RenPy is a Python-based visual novel game builder. Actually, Ricardo, this next one I am thinking of adding voice. There's one male character, one female character, and there is a entity. I don't know what it is. Like a really. I guess I don't want to spoil it, but there's like a weird creature that, well, a bunch of them, but it's all kind of the same thing. That is left over from the place you're exploring. Actually, you know what? Do you guys want to take a look? Can I show you what I'm working on? Oh, Susan. Oh, Richard? Susan, Richard? Anyway, Susan, welcome to the stream. Are you new here, Susan? Share that in the stream in some dev circle. What, really? You did? Dude, thank you, Susan. I really appreciate it. I hope nobody's angry at me. I'm gonna just come right out and say this. I did use AI to help me learn Python. I've actually, and Dan can go to bat for this and let you know it's true. I have actually tried to build a game many times. All the way back in 2014, I started experimenting with building games first in RPG Maker, in Python, and RenPy, Tyranno Builder, Godot, Coppercube, all different types of stuff. And I would reach a point where the game would run into errors, and I would just like lose steam. Like I would just like be like, I can't figure this out. And even if I would go into like forums and stuff like that and ask for help, my ADHD brain could not figure out like what people were trying to tell me. They'd be like, oh, well, what you need to do is write this and this and this. And I'd be like, oh, okay, but like where? And like people just be like, just put it into your code, stupid. And I just kind of be like, I don't know where. So like with AI, I can write all the code, and then I can drop it into AI, and then when I have an error, it'll be like, go down to line 1652. You forgot like parentheses and quotes on this, and I can be like, oh, yeah, that's really a simple way. Like instead of being like the syntax error that so. Um, yes, I figured. Okay, so I kind of somewhat recognize the name. So like I felt like I was like Susan, um, in the icon. I'm like I think definitely this is somebody who's been here before. Like you're not someone you don't come across as someone who's like brand new to the channel. But I think about brand new to lives, right? When you told me RenP and Python, I looked up some tutorials and on RenP and Python, and I think I get it. So I think I found it from your all the way back from Buchigoroshi, my X360 testing days. To the channel at the time. Wait, what's X360 testing? X360 testing. What's that? What's X360 test? Yeah, new to the lives. Yeah. Okay. I thought so, Susan. Okay. Well, anyway, welcome. Like it's cool. First of all, it's cool you're here. Second of all, like thank you. You've shared some of it. Like you've shared like with other people. Like, dude, anytime people share stuff, like, dude, thank you. It's like a huge. I mean, it's great. Like it really makes, not just as YouTubers, but myself as a developing game developer. I don't know if I can full out call myself a game dev yet. I've made one very simplistic game. I'm really pushing the boundaries of what I can do with RenPy, not RenPy. In this newest one, though, I am trying to use Pygame and program mini games and then insert that code into the visual novel I'm currently creating. So let me show you guys some of this. And again, I'm an open book. I'll just be frank and tell you, yes, like AI has helped me figure out like all kinds of coding problems that I ran into. Scott, such a noob. Move using AI. God. Sorry, Eric. Sorry. I'll get down on my knees and towel cow. Let's see here. One thing that I am kind of like, it was really easy to upload to itch.io. I was gonna do Steam too, and Steam's upload process seems very complex. But I'm definitely doing it for this next game. Let's see. What's the best way to do the share on this? Oh, shoot. I took off chat. Give me just a second. There. Okay. Keep chat up. I got to put chat on a different screen. I'm using 4 monitors now. I'm so cool. Wait, where's my other? Oh, there it is. I'm actually not using 4 monitors. I'm using a laptop, a TV, an actual monitor, and then another laptop that's kind of old, and I'm just wirelessly broadcasting to that one to give myself, because holy cow, like when you program like a game, I don't know, maybe other stuff too, I don't know, I've only really done games, like it's so easy to get disorganized so fast. What's going on? Why this won't start? Is this one plugged in? Oh, there it goes. All right. Sorry, hold on. Let me get the. Okay, I think on Steam is required to do a $100 deposit or something like that. What, really? Well, Steam had an SDK process, which I've never done before. So,
Not sure at the moment. Steam was that way as of last year, I think. Um, no, I was a QA tester for Xbox 360. Is that what you're talking about? I did NASCAR 2004. That's um,
Oh, you have to reformat everything for their store? So when I build it, I like make different builds in
the RenPy launcher.
I would have to like switch it out to uh okay. So that's what you're talking about. So you're talking about my
Xbox 360. Wow,
you've been around for a while. Okay. You're like a hardcore long-term listener for sure. Uh
that's some deep lore. That's some deep cuts of unrested lore.
that I was a QA tester for Xbox 360 version of NASCAR 2004.
Um,
One of the worst jobs I've ever worked. It sounds like a dream job, right? You get to just play video games all day. Oh no.
all right.
What's the best way for me to share this? Okay, I gotta launch it first. Okay, and then probably just follow the 1920 1080. Okay, give me a second. Have you heard about the scammers who tried selling a bootleg copy of Scarface, The World Is Yours on Steam? No, dude, tell me about that. Yeah, dude. Okay, first of all, yeah, QA testing does not pay great. On top of it, like, you are like scum underneath the programmer's boot. Like, you know what the worst part? I'm sure they've probably fixed this now. Like, it doesn't happen anymore. But before you could log the glitch that you found, you would have to search through a massive database to make sure no one else had already listed the same glitch. And that sounds simple, right? Oh, yeah, I'll just check if someone already has this like clipping boundaries problem. And it's like, no, because everybody words every single thing different. So not only could you like you had to search it by like, you know, being like clipping through walls. Nope, nobody's listed it. Going through walls. Nope, nobody's listed it. Falling through walls. Nope, nobody's listed it. I'm finally going to put it in. I think I've checked every way possible. Somebody could have written that glitch. Later, they come back and they yell at you. Like, they would always yell at us if we double listed glitches. They'd be like, why did you double list the breakthrough walls? Oh, someone listed it as breakthrough walls glitch. My bad. I should have mind read that person better. Like, it was such a dumb process. It's like you enter in 10 really good glitches for the day, but the one that you like accidentally doubled someone else made, they just screamed their heads off at you. The EA was, oh, they treated us like trash. I've never worked at a company that abusive. Okay, what am I doing, Scott? Pay attention. Stay focused. Sorry, it's been a crazy long day. Window capture. Properties. Maybe this? Oh, it worked. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me check it. I don't know if it's gonna bring. It says audio. Can you guys hear the music? Like, it's just wind blowing. Like, wind sound effect. Does that come through? Wait, do I have two microphones on? What? Oh, maybe I do. Hold on. Okay, whoops. I almost turned off my microphone. I mean, I did for a second. Okay. Um. Just did severity levels, so don't know. That would have been a pain finding perfect. Okay, let me turn down the game a little bit. Okay. All right. So like, I'm still working on this. I want this intro screen to be animated, guys. But dude, getting something to animate. Hold on, let me move myself around. Just bring this one to the front, Scott. There you go. Getting something to animate in RenPy, not so easy. I have tried every single form of video possible. WebM, VP8, Verbios, MPEG-4. I've tried everything that supposedly works in RenPy, and for the life of me, I could not get it to play. So I decided instead on doing like, well, I'll just show you instead of talking about it all this time. Okay, guys, this is just like less worse than beta. It's before beta, alpha, even before alpha. Start. Oh yeah, you can actually enter in your name. I'm like really proud of this. That Scott. No, I'll put it on rest.
In Hearth City 2002, the mysterious tragedy of the ROTC-9 Hearth City News team remains an unsettling cold case. Once the city's leading news network, ROTC-9 anchors and staff vanished on January 6, 2000. Disappeared shortly after activating its revolutionary military-grade Bell Metropolis Library Watcher set. Low orbit satellite designed to instantly alert reporters to anomalies like crimes and accidents, instead sent a devastating frequency into the HQ. What the public was told was a tragic fire and equipment malfunction that killed all staff was, in truth, a terrifying technological corruption. You, the introverted tech staff, Evelyn, the ambitious communications major, and Harrison Daniels, a dogged, devoted, investigative reporter, and your boss of rival YNT News will be entering the condemned ROTC-9 HQ.
Oh, my voice isn't loud enough? Oh, sorry. Okay, give me a second. The music's coming in that. Okay. Hold on. No, I'm still coming in super low. What's going on? Hold on. Oh! Guys, I'm so stupid. I kept turning down the game music, hoping I could talk over it loud enough, and I don't know why. I was turning down the mic instead. Like, my labels are literally USB mic, window capture 2 game, and I kept turning down mic. That's my tired brain at work. Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got the... Okay, Non-Winner, you're psychic, bro. Okay, so I just read all that with enthusiasm. Wow. Completely... Okay. It wouldn't be a typical Unrested stream if this kind of stuff didn't happen. Okay. Now, guys, the whole game is just one black screen. No, I'm just joking. It starts out by just giving you kind of a segue into what's going on. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I think I'm loud enough now, though, right? Or do I need to turn the music down more? Tell me if I'm still... I'm gonna just to be safe, I'm gonna turn it down to... Because it's not really important that you hear the music. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. How you approach this investigation will depend on the chances you take, the choices you make, and the clues you find. All right, we start out with Harrison. All right, kids, showtime. The guards bought his break. Remember the plan. Get the proof and get out. No heroics, no unnecessary noise.
Yeah, there's always a delay. Audio is good for me, but JBL, so.
This is incredible. That Meld satellite story, it's all true. I can feel it.
Oh, and this is me talking. I was like, who's unrested? I just handle the tech. I don't get paid enough to argue with ghosts.
They're just rumors, Unrested. The sound of an old building settling. But keep that scanner ready. If anything glitches, we run.
So this is where it gets into explaining your scanner. You have some kind of, curmudgeon that allows you to scan things to find out pretty much what happened here. Okay. Before proceeding, familiarize yourself with the mission parameters and the risks of the Rockcast signal. Okay, so I'm not going to make you sit here and read this. I'm going to go through the how-to. All right, so now we're there. Let me just mute the noise for a second. Wait, I muted it. Why am I still hearing it in my... Oh, I see why. Kind of a dum-dum. Okay, let me just explain. Now, right now, it's still in development, so it probably needs a better intro, and I don't know. Everything's still kind of garbage right now. Yeah, placeholder and everything like that. Exactly. Like we still got a lot of placeholders going on. Hence, you see so many asterisks and stuff like that. But pretty much, you're busting into this old condemned news station that used to be your rival news station. Okay. The last thing that was heard from this news station was them about to launch a new satellite that was supposed to make them on the cutting edge of broadcasting technology. But what they didn't realize is what they had bought was like military grade level satellite, and it had been made to more or less broadcast violent events to a type of soldier that they were developing. Okay, so imagine there's a satellite that can search out violent crimes or what it keeps calling them anomalies because I don't really have like a proper name yet for it. But it would search out like spikes in violence, spikes in accidents, spikes in human tragedy and stuff like that, death, etc. And it would alert a biomechanical soldier that the military was working on. And as soon as it let these soldiers that they were developing know what the anomaly was. So, I don't know, let's say a militia rises up in the middle of the countryside of America, and the Biomech National Guard that's there at the time has the Meld satellite search the area and be like, okay, it's this many people, they've got these kind of weapons. They would immediately then beam that signal called the Rockcast signal. Well, I'll explain why it's called that later, but it would get beamed to these biomech soldiers who would then immediately be connected to the proper tech that they would need to combat the situation. So they're not fully human, they're not fully robot. So what would happen is, imagine just this soldier sitting in like a capsule, and as soon as the Rockcast signal is beamed into its head, immediately that capsule starts like snapping on different like armor, weapons, sights, night vision, whatever that tactical soldier is going to need for the exact situation that the satellite found, the Meldcast satellite. And it latches all that stuff on. They like snap on just like I guess like a snap-on magnetic sort of. I explain it in greater detail, but and then the capsule would open up. The soldier would be ready to go attack the situation. Job's done. That's what this satellite was created for. This news station was duped into buying this because they wanted to use it for finding violence in the area of their city. So like, violent crimes, car crashes, again, human tragedy, human death, gang violence, etc. And the military was like, ooh, I don't know, it's like kind of too high military grade for you guys. But they're like, wait, dude, it'll be amazing because we'll have the newest story the fastest. And they're like, you know what? Let's run some trials. But what they really meant was, we're going to use your news team to run trials. So it's, like I said, the beginning of 2000, the year 2000, it's the first day that they're going to launch this satellite. Well, I mean, the satellite's already up in space, satelliting. And they launch it, and right away, it finds like a lot of violent crimes and stuff like that going on. As soon as it beams back the message, it was supposed to just alert them to, violence, crimes, accidents, car crashes in the area, and not do the whole tactical setup to get them ready to battle it, because they're just newscasters, right? So it was supposed to do that, but something went wrong, and the signal degraded, it digressed, it degenerated, it became a rotcast, what they called the rotcast signal. It didn't fully work the way it was supposed to, I guess, is the most simple, plain words I can use to describe it. And it immediately started to prepare these newscasters to fight this crime, but they don't have anything there that's like meant to be linked to their body. They are not biomechanical soldiers. So imagine these poor innocent newscasters suddenly having like pieces of tech welded to their body. Just anything that was in the area at the time, camera pieces, computer pieces, keyboards, camera lenses are pushed into their eyes to make them more tactically aware, but they don't need this. So they're more or less murdered by the rotcast signal, and it kind of destroys their bodies and makes them these grotesque, half human, half poorly melded biotech weapons. And what the military does is like, oh shit, that went really bad. They burn down the whole place and say like, oh, mechanical error, fire took all these people's lives. So sad, too bad, bye-bye, and try to cover it up. But we don't know that. So we're investigating it, and slowly but surely we start to find this. We find these corpses that are like half human, half like welded to technology. And, there's chances to die and have the same thing happen to you. So we got I got to make this more interesting, because you're going room by room, you get a map and everything like this, you're searching the rooms, so you can have something like let's go to the boiler room. You go here and he's like, oh, you have these problems and these problems, so you can use your OmniGript, which is pretty much your tactical thing that kind of scans to find out like anything that's still active. Is this turned on? Is this still got power pumping through it? But you slowly start to lose battery power on this thing as you keep using it. You can find other batteries while doing this, but you're kind of like weighing in, should I do it or shouldn't I? And you start to find the things that you need to slowly proceed further and further into this. But give me a second. I'll preferences, load. Yeah, so here's like a different part. This is the next floor. You go to maintenance. Now here I need to have like one of these bodies that's like half mechanized, half human. And he's like, oh, that's one of the entities. I haven't thought of a great name for them yet. So he's like, oh no, it's unspeakable horror. I've only seen photos. It's worse in person. We need that key. And he's like, Evelyn's pissed because she hates to see, newscasters destroyed and killed. It looks like a nightmare of a news desk. Wires for veins, a mic for a throat. It's disgusting. We have to get that card, Harrison. Patience, Evelyn. I left the name default, so it just says tech staff. Tech staff, tell me your options. So you have to weigh it out mean, I'm gonna have mini games in between this. Right now, I'm currently working on like sort of a pipe game, but it's actually like circuits you got to connect and everything. But here we don't have it yet, so you automatically fail. You take a hasty step, thinking you can distract the body lying on the floor. Your boot steps on loose metal crack. The noise is deafening in the silence. Idiot, look! The entity twitches violently. Its camera eyes snap open, emitting a red glow, and focuses directly on you. Your focus suddenly switches as you hear Evelyn scream in agony. You stare in horror as chunks of tech and industrial rubble begin fusing to her face. No, wait, what did it say? No, I still have so much to do. I want to be a reporter. Her screaming and pleading begins to distort into a glitching electronic voice that digresses into an all-out sound of metallic grinding and static fusion. Finally, the rockcast slams into your mind. The meld watch signal has hit its maximum, and the corruption. So this is what you're trying to stop it from going full broadcast. And if you mess up and have this happen, this is like the failure of like the tech being fused to your face and everything. You feel the metallic corruption binding the three of you together in a shared agonizing symphony of static and biological failure. Bad ending 5, the irreversible fusion. And then there's like a little bit of a...
You want to get up here, buddy? Go ahead. There we go. Oh, shit. Hello. Hi. I'm looking for snacks. Do any of my viewers have snacks? I need more for this chunkers. I know.
But yeah, you can tell like there's still a lot to go through. But I've got different endings and stuff like that. Good, bad. I think I have up to, I want to say 7 different endings right now. But I want to increase the horror, kind of, add more mini games. I want to make it go far beyond just of like choose your own adventure type visual novel. And this is, I'm struggling. I'm it's hard. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, no, I've been having nothing but fun with this. But slowly but surely, I'm getting there. It is a struggle though. But there you go. Currently, what I'm working on. It's so fun though, dude. I'm having so much fun doing it. Sorry, let me get back to all your comments. I saw them starting to pour in as I was trying to do this. Okay. In the moment, sadly, hopefully we'll read chat in a moment to know his spoken audio. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Maybe you got the yeah, okay. Yeah, on my end. Audio's good for me. Okay, placeholder portraits, yeah. Getting the skeletons for now, I take it. Is this going to be realistic art or drawn images? I can't draw like AI real looking stuff. Yeah, I can't either, dude. I still haven't decided. What I have found, like the way I built that last game, was the easiest way for me to make sure I finish a game is to have absolutely all of the foundation in place. So you've got like a heavy skeleton that literally just needs to have very elegant flesh put upon it. And that's kind of how I've, for me personally, that's where I feel like I'm going to be able to finish a game. Many of the games that I started and never finished building, I would put all this incredible work into the introduction, the story, the sound effects, the music, and it would be like the best ever. Like I was so impressed with what I could do. And then I'd start to, get to the next part where you actually have to perform actions within the game, and I'd start running into error after error after error after error, and like I said, I couldn't figure out how to fix a lot of them. Some of them I'd try to, I'd finally figure out, and then I would just stop. I'd lose all steam and just be like, I'll never make a game, and I'd just quit. So now I've realized the best way for Mr. Unrested to actually finish something is to, I want to say flesh out the skeleton, but that doesn't make any sense. Fully build a skeleton of a game. That game will run all the way from start to finish. It may not look great. It may not sound great. The writing needs a lot of rewriting and stuff, but it has everything. I've play tested it from start to finish, and it doesn't crash yet. But there is still a ton of stuff that I'm adding.
Android Team Awareness Kit system like the ideas I'm hearing. You have a focus for the genre yet?
Yeah, I mean, I want to go with body horror and psychological horror. I don't want to have a ton of gore. I feel like gore is kind of. I mean, sometimes gore is good for an impact. For example, like the VHS movies, if you've ever watched any of those, the gore, some of the gore they do in that is kind of like, yeah, this kind of makes it way more creepy. But when it becomes like the main thing trying to scare people, I get kind of sick of that. Like, I can watch any horror movie whatsoever. I'm fine. Like, but if it's over the top gory where it's just like trying to show painful torture type stuff, I'm kind of like, what? Okay, that looks painful, but this isn't scary. For me, I find psychological horror, existential horror, body horror kind of like the scariest. So I'm trying to make a game that would interest me. Like if I saw it, I'd be like, "Ooh, I want to play this. This looks good. Well, what is this?" And I feel like if I make a game I want to play, that's me putting my passion into it. And I feel like that's the most important thing you do when you create. I want to say like a work of art. That's what it feels kind of like a work of art. Yeah, I need to make some decent maps and stuff too. Yeah. Can make the art or face of the game to the users, but the system might dictate that what is it? Haven't made this kind of game before. Really? So what do you usually work in, Susan? Which engine are you using? I'm currently using RenPy. RenPy with a bit of Pygames mixed in. Well, I'll make like other code in Pygame and then hopefully try to fuse it properly. I've started to work on a memory game that I was going to put into my main RenPy visual novel, and unfortunately I've been having like a lot of crashes because of it, so I'm still kind of debating on whether to put it in there or not. VHS one was the best. I don't know, Eric. Have you watched VHS? Was it like 1999 was pretty decent. The one where the guys like got a camera for a head. I thought that was pretty good.
I don't know. Cyberjunk body horror. I could maybe draw something, but maybe manga.
Yeah, like don't worry too much. I mean, I would say if you're starting to get visions or ideas or anything from it and just like want to enjoy, like just sketch stuff right off the bat. Like just go with like, the emotions that you got from watching it or hearing it. And see where it goes. Don't feel pressure to try and match the style I have in there. Might be worth it to you to sign up for game developer conferences newsletters. I was thinking about, there's a really tiny game jam coming up in November 10th, and I was thinking about entering that to even more so motivate me to finish, but I don't know. We'll see.
Haven't been around to recommend much else yet. Still have to get a read on what you're doing to get any advice. Was mostly RPG games, which visual novels are sort of like OG RPG.
What were you using to make your RPG games? I used RPG Maker, and like I like it, but I guess it gets when you start to realize all the sprites you have to animate, and to make yours stand out, to like make it be something that offers something new. I feel like sometimes that's really difficult in visual novels too. I don't know. I would love to move up the next level of my game creation after I finish this one. Let's not jump too far ahead. To RPG Maker next. I have messed with it in the past. I do have, I think it's RPG Maker. I don't remember the number. It's high up there. Okay, yeah. I can totally work with that. Yeah, just some concept art, whatever. Like, what I would say the important aesthetics to me is to keep it late 90s, early aughts. Keep it retro tech. We're talking like yellowish sodium lights, the CRT tube monitors and TVs, spinach green text, and grayed out sort of monitor screens that have like low definition, unnecessary amounts of bad wire management, and just like kind of the things your mind goes to when you think of like late 90s, early 2000. You know, kind of nostalgic, but kind of also like, damn, that mustard yellow carpet that used to be office panel carpet, kind of gross and like not a good feeling when I think about it. Everything from RPG Maker, my own engines, to UE5 now. Wow. Depends on the game. Pick the engine for the game, whatever is the fastest to get it done, which that right now means learning UE5. Think RPG Maker, have a visual novel maker, but I haven't tested it yet. Well, I've heard even in Ren'Py you can make a like RPG Maker level game in Ren'Py, which I imagine would take a lot of injecting Pygame type programming. But for now, I just want to learn how to add like little mini games inside of my main game to make it kind of stand out as a little bit different than most of the visual novels out there, which, like you have kinetic ones. It's better than that, I feel like. Kinetic just goes on and on and on without ever letting you make a choice, which I don't understand. I don't understand why that's still called like a visual novel game. There really isn't, like, you're just reading. Like, it's good. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But giving it the title of game, I could never understand. And then recently I've played some visual novels. What's the one called? Estelia or something like that. Oh gosh, I gotta open Steam and find out. Give me just a second, guys. Library. I've tried to play quite a few, but visual novel. What was the name of? It was something that starts with the E. It's like a T. ST. No. God, I've got so many games. Elderia. What's Anelia? Anelia. Eneli. Okay, let me just, Scott, just share it, dum dum. Okay. Yeah. Anelia. And then the other one I played by the same one, Kill the Princess, right? Like, yeah. Did you finish off that whole half gallon? Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, sorry, we don't. I can make you some in just a bit, okay, bud? I gotta get some food anyway. We have the powder to mix with milk. It doesn't taste quite as good, but it's pretty decent. I've used Game Maker. I didn't really like that one that much, but it's mostly on me. Like when I hit like 3D level type stuff, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm lost. Okay, let's see. Not sure how. Okay. Also, this is all depends on why one is making the game. I build to learn to build, not to sell. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm not worried about money at all. I'm not out to make a profit. I want to put it up for a profit because of the time I put into it, just to make it kind of worth that, and kind of just to understand the market better. Like, I'm thinking like $1 maybe for this game that I finish, maybe $1.50 max, and that's looking at this game should be anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, depending on how many endings you're gonna try and get out of it. So like $1 max, $1.50 max, and yeah, profit. I don't expect anybody to really focus on profit until they're making a game, where it's really stands out. I would really feel like you'd need to make a game that, like, even if it's within a genre, I would need it to stand out in some way. So my main reason is storytelling. Storytelling and my art. I love to tell stories, and I love to make art, and I feel like game creation has always been one of the best ways to do so. Yeah, okay, we could go film movies. I like doing that, but with video games, there's no limits. Like, I don't have to find this place to shoot this scene. I don't have to, buy this expensive camera to make sure it looks okay. Video games are kind of like an unlimited studio that is only measured by your mind. At least $5 in the U.S. I had thought about that, but I felt like it should be at least 5 hours long, right? Because it's like, I don't know. Maybe you're totally right. Even if you mostly keep it on sale. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Make it more, but put it on sale. Okay. With Java, you could repurpose Minecraft. Yeah, Java lets you do quite a bit, huh? All right. Hold on. Give me just a second here. Let me.
Also, this all depends on why one is it. And that bit I just said is if I was focused on this for work.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I would be able to, unless I was like really into the game that I was making with a team. Having to like have my job be based around, like, I really enjoy it because every time I finish something and see my creation come to life, I'm loving watching that happen. It's it's like making another type of art that I have yet to delve into. And so for me, it's the beauty, the creation, the craft work, the excitement of watching. Who is eating? That is so gross. Dude, it's like the gross. My son is on a call with one of his friends who is like, I'm not sure what. Like, dude, it's like the grossest chewing into the microphone so loud that like I'm hearing it with my headphones on. It's so gross. It's like,
You literally eating like a pig, bro.
but it's just like insanely loud. Like, that's what I don't understand. Sorry, like loud chewing really gets to me.
We do have a game development tools in the pipeline for Copilot and whatnot. They're not ready, but they should be within the next few years. They are testable as well. Dang it. $5 might be too much, but yeah, price for the salesman.
Yeah, I like, but you're right. Probably $5 is too much now, Winter. But I really like her idea of putting $5 and then lowering it, because then it's like, I don't know. I mean, with patching it, and I don't know if I would do early access either. I kind of frown upon early access. Like, I get it. I understand why people need to do it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any other developer doing that. I'm saying with me. Yeah, they're all testable as well, though not all deployable yet. Oh, wait. This is Richard. Okay. Richard, why didn't you tell me? Why is your name Susan on here then? Okay, Richard. Okay, we'll have to talk, Richard, dude. Richard and I go way back. He's part of the Unrest team. Okay. Oh, the Shinto god. Okay. All right, can you guys give me a second? I need to get something to drink. I need to get some food. I want to keep talking with you guys about this. Customer satisfaction gives the reviews, and part of what is how good it is for. Yeah. My minimum requirement I usually think about when I buy a game is, does it give me that many hours of play that is fun? For example, Expedition 33, the most beautiful game I've ever played. Give me just a second, guys. I definitely got to get some food, and probably after I eat, I'm going to have to log off. I have a feeling my brain is going to crash pretty quick after a 12-and-a-half-hour day. But I want to kind of wrap up this conversation with you guys and see what we can work on together. If you're down, if you're down. Okay, give me a second.
Kevin, we don't got a private chat. Oh, my bad, I didn't see it. Yeah.
All right, Mikey, let me eat first, and then after that, remind me that you want chocolate milk, and I'll make it.
Come on, bro. No, no, not Amon. Gavin. Let me add you, bro. I don't got your private phone number. Private call. What's your phone number? 90? Like 415? Let me see. 941900. No. Kevin. Kevin. Are you there?
Almost done, guys. I'll be right back.
I made a private chat. I made a private chat.
All right. Let me just get some ranch, and I'm good to go. Python hard to learn? Compared to what? Like, it's like harder to learn than like HTML. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's easier than C++ or C for sure. I don't know. What else could you compare it to? Yeah, it really is. It's like learning a language. I would definitely put it up there with like learning a language. That's a really good. A really good equation. Like, I'd definitely say I equate it to learning a language. Yeah, about the same. I've messed only a tiny bit with Java. I don't know. With Python, what I just liked is that, like, once I learned how some kind of structure worked, I could use it again and again, almost without fail. And then slowly learn how to insert extras in there. Like, I would run it in, I'd throw it back into AI and be like, okay, let's say I wanted to do more than just have this person say this and their picture show up. I want their picture to have like a flash in between it and also have a new picture show up to like show a series of pictures. And, the AI would be like, simple, just add in quotes this picture hidden, and then once you know that, like, it works again and again for different things. Like, it's, I don't know. Oh, your first coding language ever? I don't know. No, it really depends on how your brain works. Like, I've found that people who learn languages really fast tend to learn how to code really fast. Also, people who are good at like logic-based puzzles or logic-based games, like chess, the most famous logic-based game ever. They tend to have a mind that's ready for it. I really struggled. I have ADHD and dyslexia, and until I had my medication, my ADHD medication, I don't think I would have ever finished a game. I noticed the same way it helps me with staying focused in learning Japanese. It also helps me stay focused on multiple assets at a time when programming in Python. Now, of course, that experience could vary for everyone. Sure. Yeah, HTML isn't. It does feel like coding. It doesn't. I mean, I feel like HTML kind of works the same way coding does, but it's a markup language, so it's just what you mark is what shows. There's no actual computing happening. Like, nothing is functioning due to assembly.
Nanya. None of your business. Boo-hoo, cowboy.
Nah, not winner. You're not too stupid to make it. If I can make a game, you can easily finish a game.
No, kind of good. Yes, he are.
HTML is considered actually coding? Interesting. Well, in that case, I've been coding since 1994, boys. And I just finished a massive piece of pizza, dude. I know I'm gonna, like, pass out, like, minutes later. Okay. Okay. Well, Richard, man, you know how to get in touch with me, like, that's the actually Richard, when you message me on there on email, um oh, sick, dude, what's up, man? Sig, are you like good at coding and stuff too? You seem like the guy who has like a great mind for coding, like, and super intelligent. And my mind goes to Unity Engine, but dude, when I get into Unity, like, I have Unity downloaded. I don't have Unreal, but I have Unity, and like, I just don't. It's so overwhelming. I don't even know where to start. Like with Python, I can just be given like, shoot, what's the thing called that I use? Just I'm currently using Python 3.14, the Windows Store app that you can download for free. And like, as soon as that opens, like, I know what I can start doing. Or if I look at my script from RenPy, like, I know exactly like what's going on. But with Unity, I'm just like, what? Where do things go? I know understand where things go or where things start. I don't know what to do. I mean, a dream would be to like be able to make a fully 3D game, and I don't even care if like the graphics are bad. I don't care about having amazing graphics. I feel like gameplay and story matter far more than graphics. The only time where graphics can really affect the game to a point of like being, I don't want to say unplayable. It's not unplayable. Where it can affect is just like when it's a mashup, like you've used graphics or assets that you've just bought at a store, and you're just throwing a massive amount of pre-purchased assets.
Do not find any threats since your last summary. Your device was scanned. Okay.
Okay, whatever. I forgot how to use. You forgot how to use HTML. HTML is so easy. I mean, yeah. What would be the point of remembering HTML though, right, Ricardo? I mean, you could easily. I mean, there's so many like layouts already ready for you to go. Like, with things like Wix or Squarespace. I sound like an ad now. I gotta fix my mic. I don't know. I'm just watching you guys talk right now about. It's really interesting to me. Like, now that I've succeeded in like finally publishing my first game ever, like, I'm really like, my motivation is on fire. Like, I'm just like, and it's not like I'm gonna become a game dev. I'm gonna become rich from programming or anything. It's just like I can finally watch my creations come to life. Like, I can, and maybe this sounds like too over the top, but I can finally give birth to art that is more than just a static image. Like, that's really exciting to me as an artist. All right, awesome. Okay, I'm actually gonna give you, my contact stuff. Dude, I would be stoked on the opportunity to work with you, Richard, on programming something, because we definitely think alike. As soon as you said too, like, my motivation is not for profit, that's awesome. Like, I'm all about the passion behind building as far as art. Like, for me, sorry, but it's just art. Like, video games in general. I know there's been the argument, like, video games are not art. I've always felt like they're art. I don't know how you can be dissuaded that they are not. Not only are they art, they're one of the most interactive, performative, and gripping pieces of artworks that are out there. And the only people who I would say deny that are the hoity-toity sort of, oh, that's not art. Art is like, shows us how we progress and regress as children learning about ourselves. It's like, okay, so you've never played a video game is what you mean. Look at my cart. Look at my cart, guys. That's the kind of swagger I have. 21 games in cart. Now, what are those games? Probably all $1, like, trash games. Okay. Okay. Worse, that work on video game. Too many outright coders that don't understand the art side of this. Is that really? So that is like an actual issue. Yeah, dude, like, God, it's such a, like, incredible work of art. Like, there's so much you could get across with a video game. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever played the game that Dragon Cancer. There's no piece of artwork that's hung in a museum anywhere in all the time that I've been an artist that has hit me as hard as that Dragon Cancer. Like, that, you're not gonna get a game. I mean, a image that will make you, like, double over in emotion, like, to be overwhelmed, and that really, like, reflects the brutality of real life. And real life is art. That art reflects life and vice versa, and that is one of the purest forms of an artist, a man who watched his own child suffer, and the cathartic experience he could gain was by making that be expressed via the interactive aspect of gaming. There's no painting he could have painted that made us understand his grief, but that game makes you feel it. Probably not on the same level he did. I imagine his is on, like, but you could share that with him because of how brutal and hard hitting, like, the emotions woven into that game are. And I think that's the most beautiful thing video games can do. Like Expedition 33, like, how many emotions do you go through playing that? There's no work of art that can come close to that. And I'm saying that from the aspect of a guy who can paint some shit, dude. I'm saying that from the aspect of a guy who can draw goddamn anything he wants to. Like, there's nothing I'm going to draw or paint that's going to hit somebody's soul as hard as something as Expedition 33. I don't know. Well, Sig, man, I mean, did you see my email up there? Hit me up if you got some ideas. Like, maybe we could collab. I'm not 100% saying everything's going to work out, guys. We got ourselves a winner. But, I mean, I definitely understand, like, after having even just programmed one simple game and started to work on my next one, it really, really, really makes sense why you usually have a team to work on a game. I mean, it is overwhelming to, I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. I love the process, but having to monitor, like, even names of stuff that I have named as the image that I've created that I need to load up at this time and in the order that I want, and does it match the expressions I'm trying to write about in the speech that I've programmed into the dialogue of the script? Like, it makes sense why you have somebody. They're a story writer, they're the artist, they're the character designer, they're the coder, they're the tester, they're the editor. Like, it totally makes sense. Like, it's just so much stuff to push into one brain.
Game that you're playing
And that's me purely focused, on my medication. 4 different monitors opened at the same time.
This game is actually kind of trash, dude.
All right. It doesn't have to be scary. Like, it's okay. Like, I love scary stuff. Like, if I'm making a game, I like to make scary stuff. But I mean, Expedition 33 is not scary, and that's maybe. Sorry, I can't stop talking about it, but that's
What are these hitboxes?
for a scary type game that would be great to work though.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, like I said, here's I'll type it in one more time.
I am gonna admit defeat in the sense that I need to go crash after I eat this pizza. I can tell, like, my eyes are like, 12 and a half hour shift, and then having my first meal at the end of the night. Polymaths are rare. We don't need to know everything. Just saying. Oh, okay. You have my email in there. Okay, thanks, dude. Okay. Yeah. That's a good way to put it, Richard. You don't have to be a polymath. Just know enough to get it done. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, dude, I'm kind of stoked now. I came onto this just because I was so excited about working on my new game. I did not expect anybody to.
Be interested in collabing to this extent. And Richard, dude, long time no talk, dude. I'm always happy to reach out to you, man. Yeah, this may be awesome. There might be some good stuff on the horizon. Have you seen Chris's newest video yet? Or are you gonna? I'm actually. That's a great question, Ejargs. I hope I'm saying this right. And this is coming from a girl who's not really musically talented in anything, but comes from a musical family. Actually, wait. Music has that too. Yeah. Music. Yeah. Music definitely has that too. Of course, I 100% agree with you on that. Music can hit you in the feels pretty hardcore. But the combination of everything, oh my god. All right, Ejargs, probably tomorrow is going to be that video. I'm going to cover this because it's kind of crazy how Oriental Pearl and Chris Abroad have somehow crossed paths. I feel like, in a short synopsis, oh, yeah, you can use that one too, non-winner. They both work. I mean,
I'm not talking at all. Like, you're just making excuses, bro.
sorry, hold on. Ugh, God, I'm tired enough where I'm not typing right.
How do you change that? How do you change it?
Yeah, use that one. Use that one for, like, I mean, I usually respond to both of those equally fast. Yeah. So Chris and Oriental Pearl got some drama going down. I don't want to expand on it right now. That's a whole different topic. But dude, Sig, Richard, all of you who are logged on tonight, Lizzie, I hope you feel better soon. I'm sorry to hear that about you getting your muscles pulled and stuff, but good on you for getting back into working out. Well, Ejargs, we're gonna save this for tomorrow. I'm so tempted to get into the talk. But anyway, you guys are awesome, dude. God damn, I had a shitty week, and you guys always like make me feel a million times better. I swear to God, like, this channel is my goddamn medicine. You guys are fucking awesome. All right, love you all. I'm gonna get in contact with you actually as soon as I close out this stream. Just closing out a little early because I'm absolutely knackered. But we'll be talking soon, everybody. Sig too. Hit me up, Sig. Like, send me. Just drop me an email and say, like, here's some ideas I've been thinking about. And I guess anybody else who saw our conversation and well, not winner, you of course too. I already figured you were gonna email me. But if there's something you were thinking about contributing that you wanted to see, and remember, if you're working on a game, especially with us, we're not interested in like mega profit or anything like that. We are doing it for the love. Have a great night. Before my mind totally disassembles and I can no longer say anything else, I'm signing off, and I'll talk to you.